All right, I want to preface this video by saying if you do not have the attention span to sit through the duration of this is probably not for you. And if you're not even willing to take that first initial sacrifice towards literally investing the time you have into trying to find a solution towards just restoring your dopamine levels, being grounded in the present moment, and just becoming more grateful for what you have right now. Because I'll go into this next point of being in a state of mind where your dopamine receptors are just so fucking high. I'll kind of tell you how it felt like for me. The days kind of felt like they were blending into each other. Like I literally could not tell the difference between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, etc. just because they all like meshed together. Any waking moment, I was just constantly seeking for something to fill up my mind and something to give me some sort of emotional hit. Whether it's scrolling on social media, whether it's porn, whether it's just looking for something to do. I could not operate at all if there wasn't music going on, if there wasn't a podcast, if there wasn't something playing in the background. And it got to the point where I was just so fucking like, I just couldn't sit with myself. I just could not sit with myself, and I was thinking like, what am I doing? Why? Like, I have a real problem that I can't even sit by myself. I can't even sit down without picking up my phone, even in an unconscious level, just scrolling on social media for no fucking reason. Just scrolling for no reason. That's when I understood that I had a problem. I needed to fix this. So that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today, because chances are, if you're watching this video, you are ambitious. You do want more out of your life. You do want to see that next level of yourself where you're disciplined. You have a strong mindset where you can get yourself to do the hard shit. You don't rely on your phone for instant gratification, for instant dopamine. You constantly seek the discomfort. You're looking for ways you can make your life a little bit harder so you can get more and more. And it requires a mindset to do that. It requires a base level of dopamine where you literally feel enjoyment and pleasure and fulfillment just off of walking outside. That's when I realized that I was, doing something good with my dopamine levels, is when I could go outside. I live in Miami, Florida. I could go outside and I could just walk on the street without my phone and just listen to the street. I could go to the park and just listen to the waves crashing along the shore, or, the wind rustling through the leaves, just the basic shit about life that God gave us. That's what I was missing out on. And that's why I just felt so agitated without, when I was in a highly, dopamine receptive state where I just constantly seek something. So I want to give you 3 things today that I did that really helped with that. And these are 3 daily things that you do every single day. And just to say this before I get into it, it's not something that's going to be very easy at first. You're not going to be able to instantly apply it at first without some pushback, because you're switching into a lifestyle change. Anything you do for the first time, you're not going to have complete clarity. You're not going to have complete focus when you do the thing, because you're just doing it for the first time. Compared to the 20th time you do it, you're going to have so much more clarity because you've done it before. So let's go ahead and dive in. So the first thing that really helped me restore my dopamine levels was applying a morning routine. I follow something very specific called a 5-4-5 method. It is 5 macro goals that I'm working towards maybe in the next 3 to 5 years. This could look like putting on X amount of pounds of muscle, like 10 or 20 pounds of muscle in a 5-year span, which is hyper realistic and honestly an underestimation compared to, honestly, based on where you're at. It's different for everyone. Or maybe you want to get a certain type of job in the next 5 years. Just 5 macro goals that you see yourself completing, so you have an image of where you're going and you have a reason not to pick up your phone, because you understand that if you are scrolling, if you are procrastinating, you are actively self-sabotaging, because that action is not congruent towards those 5 macro goals. It is a 4-step simple morning routine that puts you in a flow state to attack your day. Instead of the world attacking you first thing when you wake up, you are just grounding yourself in the present moment. You're just grounding yourself with being grateful for what you have, which is your mind, your body, your ability to think freely, your ability to not have to do anything. Like, you don't have to do anything. You're not obligated to watch the rest of the video. You're not obligated to go to a dinner you might have planned out rest of the day, or, attend a class you have. Like, you're not obligated to do anything, but you get to do it. It's that simple frame of mind that you need to switch. You get to do these things. So a 4-step supplemental routine that puts me in a flow state to attack my day, that looks like hydrating myself instantly with 32 ounces of water, with creatine and electrolytes. I do some mobility work just to get my body moving a little bit, stretch out a little bit, get my heart rate up by doing push-ups, and then finally a cold shower, which, it shocks my mind and body. And that's the thing that really puts me in a flow state. It allows me to attack my day compared to what I used to do, which I used to just wake up whenever I felt like it. Typically, when I got so fed up with just sitting in my bed and just rolling around, or maybe I was scrolling on my phone for too long when I woke up, I would be checking messages, I'd be checking my Snapchat, I'd be checking NBA scores from the night previous, and just letting the world attack me first. Letting everyone else's thoughts just go into my my head before even thinking about what I have to do for that day. And the last thing about that 5-4-5 is planning out 5 needle moving tasks that you do every single day to get you closer towards those macro goals. And you plan those things out the night previous. So what that can look like, right? The 5 macro needle moving tasks, right? In relation to a goal of losing weight. So you would want to track your macros and make sure you're in a calorie deficit. That's one of the goals. Hit a workout for the day. If it's an active recovery day, then you do a 30-minute walk. Just 30 minutes of exercise. You consume 4 liters of water. And then maybe you limit your screen time for like the 4th or 5th task, right? Just basic things. And the beauty to this life is that there is no preset standards. Life is what you make it. So you have the ability to raise the standard if you want to, and set a standard you can follow every single day. And that can look like whatever it is for you. If you have ambitious goals, if you're on a different level, then maybe you want to be in a calorie deficit of 500 calories a day, which is very extreme and I don't recommend, but just to say that there's levels to it. Or for example, you have a sales job. Instead of your 5 goals, like the goal is to move 1% forward every single day. You're never taking steps back. So moving 1% better, like one level of a sales job might look like making 5 outreaches a day, and then compared to someone else's standard, which is 25 outreaches a day. Like, there are levels to it, and you can't immediately go to level 100 when you haven't even hit level 5 yet, right? So start off with the little things. Let those effects compound over time. Let your mind and body get used to the things that you start to normalize, and then begin to build off those things. That is how you kind of really make progress and make it seem like you do because the way that my days run right now, like I complete the work that used to take me a month in a day now, because my standard has got so high and I've been so consistent over time that things have just got so easy to me, because every single day I just check the boxes off. It's not checking off the boxes, but I get to improve on these things. I don't just half-ass my workouts. I don't half-ass any of the work that I do on a daily basis, but I get to improve on them. I'm actively looking for the things that I'm doing, because if you think that you know everything in this world, then you've already lost. You've already lost. The second thing is a evening routine. And again, like I'm sure you could have guessed that, but it's very important when it comes to dopamine receptors, because you tend to give into the things that aren't good for you at night. Temptation lives at night. So things like going out to parties, things like staying up on your phone and just scrolling on social media, things like porn, masturbation. You tend to give into those things at night because, I mean, it's just a lot easier to, like, no one's really looking. Like you're ending off your day, you start to spiral out, maybe you start to stress eat and you go over on your macros. So it's just as important to have a morning routine as it is to have an evening routine. And what that might look like for you, I call it EODs, end of day routine, or EODRs, end of day routine. So my end of day routine, like specifically for, restoring your dopamine levels, and I'll give you the sauce right now. Put your phone on airplane mode. Get used to not using your phone too much. That is what because think about it, right? We tend to integrate what is like the world on our phone, like your feed is literally your world. Like what you scroll on social media, on Instagram, on TikTok, like that is part of your world. That is part of your thought processes because you're constantly consuming that information. So at times it feels like you and your phone are connected mentally, which is not really a good thing because you are your own being. And I want you to, if you do one thing off this video, please just go for a 30 to 60 minute walk, or just go without your phone for an hour and just see how much your brain starts to resort back to going to your phone because you feel like something is missing. An hour before bed, put your phone on airplane mode. Obviously, don't touch it, and just let your brain consume nothing. Just silence. Nothing. Just let it consume emptiness. Just control your own thoughts, breathe with yourself, digest what happened that day. I would even journal stuff out, like just journal out your thoughts so you can kind of verbalize what's going on in your head instead of overthinking. Because when I really like my dopamine receptors are really high, that's what I tended to do. Like I would just constantly spend hours a night just overthinking. Like going to bed would just be a struggle for me. And honestly, I didn't look forward to going to sleep because it just meant that I had to, it kind of felt like a war zone in my head. Like the way that I was playing out my thoughts and the future events or replaying past conversations from even years ago. Like that's what it felt like when my dopamine receptors are so high. And then I would like, you know, watch YouTube at night or like sit in my bed and watch YouTube and try to fall asleep that way. Like it's just, you don't want to have to depend on your phone for doing the bare minimum, which is falling asleep and getting good sleep, because it's important to get good quality sleep as it is for good quantity sleep. And the only way you can do that is just going without your phone. I get it, it sucks, but I mean, think about it. Like you have to understand that sleep is your number one priority. I don't like the guys who say, like, I mean, I used to be this myself, but I used to think that sleep just did not matter. Like, you know, grind mode, like grind all throughout the night, like get the work done. But it's really important to be in a peak physical and mental performing state to have good sleep. So prioritize good quality and quantity sleep. So go without your phone. I drink chamomile tea. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's a good natural, I don't know if it's stimulant or supplement, but it's literally just a tea. It's very natural, very organic. I got mine from Amazon, and I drink that maybe 30 minutes before bed. Throw some honey in there. It tastes pretty fire. I wear blue light blocking glasses, so like the blue lights don't fry I'm not a scientist. Like I don't go into the science of things, and that's one thing that I kind of am prideful on. I don't care about the science. Like I just do what is good for me, and maybe that's just my own arrogance talking, but I just test out the things that work for me, and that's one thing that you have to do. The things that I might say in this video might work for me, but it might not work for you. So it's course correction. If it works for you, if you take the value I gave you from this video and you apply it, I mean, do what's working for you. If it's working, double down on it, keep doing it. If it's not, take it out, try something new. Like trial and error is the best way to get to the thing that you want, which is being more productive, being more grounded in the moment. Chamomile tea, blue light blocking glasses. I set the lights in my apartment on red, which is, again, I'm not science-based, but it's good for falling asleep and it boosts melatonin naturally. That's what I'm looking for. And then I have a specific end of day routine that I do within my personal and business life. So I track all of the important KPIs, which are key performance indicators in my personal business, which, you know, might look different for you like it would for me. So I track all of those metrics to make sure I'm progressing and see what I did today, make sure I'm actually doing the work. I check off my 5-4-5, which I explained in that morning routine. I make sure I did my 5 needle moving tasks, and I ask myself, did I win the day? Even if it was a shit day, did I do the bare minimum to at least move me forward 1%? And then I track important things like how much money did I spend today? Did I make any impulsive purchases? What was a win today? How much money did I make today? How much money did I spend today? Things like that, and I track it all in a spreadsheet. And then I plan out my day tomorrow, which is the most important part. So that's my evening routine. It takes me maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes, but it's honestly very productive for me. And then the last thing that I want to tell you, the number 3 towards restoring your dopamine levels. Right now, you feel most enjoyment from like just getting little hits of dopamine, whether that's scrolling and seeing a viral video that kind of spikes your emotions. But you want to restore that base level of dopamine by doing something you get fulfillment from. So every single day, just ask yourself, did I do something that I didn't want to do today? If you are like, I've gone through constant isolation periods, where I'm just like sitting by myself. Like, I've been in college environments, I've been in places of my own, I've been around family, I've been in shared living, but like isolation, right? Just for example, like if you have social anxiety, if you struggle to fit yourself in social environments, just go out to a random place, maybe do your work there for a day, whether it's a coffee shop, whether it's at the gym, like just do something uncomfortable to you, because you will start to get fulfillment from that, because all the things that are good for you are wrapped in pain. Nothing that is good for you is going to be instantly, it's not going to make you instantly feel good at first. You have to go through some sort of discomfort to get to the thing that actually matters to you, because the reason why you feel fulfillment after experiencing delayed gratification is because it's more congruent towards your long-term goals of, becoming your best self, which in a different terminology means self-actualization. What does it mean for you to become your best self? And the things that you do that are congruent towards that will give you a sense of purpose, sense of clarity, sense of fulfillment. That's your intuition talking to you, saying that you are doing something right. You are experiencing something right. If you have a conversation with a stranger, you give a compliment to them and you feel good after, that's your intuition telling you that, that was morally pleasing to you. That felt good to you. So make it your mission, just once a day, just check off the box. Did I do something that was difficult for me today? Did I do something that put me in an uncomfortable position? Because nothing can grow in the shade of comfort. So normalize the fact that you're constantly looking for the things that make you uncomfortable. But I hope you found some value in this video. Those were the 3 things: a morning routine, evening routine, and attack something you're scared of. But yeah, I hope you found this valuable. Of course, execute on the things that I told you in this video. Don't just mindlessly consume this information. It shows that you actually stuck around and watched this video, that you actually cared to make a change. So I have no doubt that you will actually make that change. But my Instagram is in the bottom of this video. I would appreciate if you follow me there. I post all of my live updates on my stories. But yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.